Hey there, everybody. Time for another CC design contest playthrough. We're going to look at Stratvern Isles by JickinWings this evening. So, I recall enjoying his rookie contest course, so let's see what this one's all about. So the pictures and the name make it sound like it's trying to do something similar to Strathlorn, and the first T kind of has that feel too. Okay, so we got kind of like a dogleg right. We kind of got like the jigsaw puzzle piece bunkers that are kind of, a little ragged around the edges. Alright, so I think I got to play out to the left here. This is looks like a reachable par 5. And let's slow it into the bunkers. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like the lake is terribly in play. I mean, it kind of is on the layup, I guess, but for a CC course, that's kind of understandable. As he hits it into the water. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it seems like, I mean, you got plenty of room to bounce a shot in here. So even though the green's kind of oriented in a way that would seem to not really reward a play down the right off the tee, but you still have room to run it in there. So it's not like you're screwing somebody over for playing down the right. Alright, so we might get away with a birdie after all. So yeah, again, I know it's a CC course, but not a ton discouraging me from having a go at this green in 2. I mean, if you're missing left is really bad, so I suppose there is that slight deterrent. Okay, now we got another dogleg right that narrows up considerably at driver distance. Given that it's 389, I don't really see any reason to try and take that on, so I'm going to go ahead and hit a 3-wood. Play that down the right. Alright, so since I kind of played safe down the right, I got to deal with this little fall off at the back. So I'll probably give that some respect in case I get a fast. I think that turned out okay. The planting looks a little basic. It looks like we just kind of have pine trees and not much else around here. So I mean, I think the first two holes seem pretty CC appropriate. They've got a little bit, they're not completely, walkovers, but maybe not a ton going on for us visually so far. Given the name of the course, I'm sure the ocean will come into play at some point. Okay, so this is a short par 3. I don't think I want to play out to the right there. I'm probably going to run out of room. So we'll just shade away from the pin there to the left. That should catch the green, but I'm probably going to have a fun putt. Well, there's a little planting. This green's pretty gentle. I guess he's just really going all in on the CC difficulty. What's up, Teach? Oh, I should have taken the pin out. Got impatient and just putted. Okay, so visually this hole kind of looks like a bit like number 1, and it's a long par 4. Dogleg right around the bunkers. And then you have more bunkers crossing in front of the green. Yeah, and this green does feel maybe a tad similar to number 2. I mean, except that one was next to the water, but again, it's like you got bunker kind of over here, right, guarding against the safe play, and then you got to drop off long. But visually, it looks pretty nice. And the green just kind of gently slopes right to left. We don't want anything too crazy given how long this hole is. All right, so now we got that waste bunker is kind of framing the shot in the front. So I'm curious if we're kind of transitioning. I kind of see another one on the overhead off in the corner there. So perhaps we're transitioning to a slightly more open part of the plot? I'm not sure. Very wide fairway. So green wants, you know, favors a shot in from the left there by the bunkers. Again, it's kind of like you're doing the same thing again, though, where it's like an angled green with a fall off long if you take the easy angle. So like these are all strategically sound golf holes, but it feels like you're kind of going with a similar theme on each of them. So I haven't really sensed a ton of variety through 5 holes. Alright, so let's see if we can get this up and down. Yeah, just awkwardly stand next to the hole. Alright, so we have, oh, it looks like we've got like alternate greens here. They look kind of similar. Like, it seems like the main difference between the two is one is shorter than the other. I feel like if you want to use this shorter one, probably make this a little bit of a smaller target. Something to differentiate it from the longer one other than just the length. I feel like you might have compromised with the visuals on the longer green by having to deal with that front green. And I'm not a huge fan of how this slopes away. If the greens have any sort of firmness to them or it's downwind, I feel like that front right hole is just, like, a lot of people are just going to end up in that collection area long there. Generally, you don't want to try and design it. If you, like, when you play test it, if you find you end up in the same spot every time when you play to a certain pin, you probably want to rethink things a little bit. And maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. Maybe it's not that hard to stop it on the front. But in general, a front to back sloping green with no opening in front, in my opinion, that's something you generally want to avoid. Okay. We got a short par 4. I don't know about you guys, but that front right bunker's looking pretty inviting as a target. I'm guessing the green slopes pretty hard right to left, though, so maybe I'll be in jail if I go over there. Oh, we carried it. We're definitely long, but not too bad. Yep, you're doing it again. Look at our green. Right, you got bunker here for short on the angle, and then I see some red slopes running off the green on the opposite side. It's you got to try switching up your green sights a little more, in my opinion. You know, obviously, like, I don't really have anything to critique on, like, the technical side, right? Your bunker sculpting looks really good. You can make attractive golf holes. It's just injecting a little bit of variety. What's up, Charlie? But we've only played 7 holes. We still got time. Okay, so it looks like we're approaching the cliffs. So we got like 3 bunkers that kind of eat into the left side of the fairway. And I suppose it looks like, yeah, if you play closer to the water here, then you might have a better chance of running it in, although it's a little hard to tell with the contours from the overhead. All right, what do we got in terms of distance here? 317 to the. I don't think I'm gonna run out of room here. So let's just pull it and fast it into the bunkers. I think we carried everything. Hey Javier, how's it going? Yeah, glad you could make it. Okay, so yeah, the green is. I guess it doesn't. You get the fall off on the left is pretty severe, such that I don't feel like you're not really getting a ton of reward if you hit your tee shot over towards the cliff. That was a great putt. All right, so now we got a long par 3. We got a little bit of an apron to work with here. I don't think I'm going to mess with that, though. Yeah, we're just going to play a sensible shot towards the middle of the green here. And let's slow it down into the swale. But yeah, I'm curious, like with the green placements here, it seems like they're always kind of set well back from the trouble. I'm wondering if maybe that's sort of a sop to CC folks, so that if they got the backdrop, but they don't really run the risk of, you know, hitting it off the cliffs. Because it's like the bailout. The bailout is better protected than the green itself. Okay. So we got short par 4. Kind of looks like 3 wood's the play off the tee here. We could also go really short here. I think that probably gives you the better angle into the green, but I think I'm just going to play out to the left. Yeah, I mean, it's just, and it's also that they're just kind of used this in similar ways, right? You have like most of the greens are protected on one side by a bunker and the other side by a drop off. So, um, you know, and that just is, it's kind of it goes back, it goes all the way back to when you route the course and kind of when you're deciding on your green sites. You know, kind of doing a little, taking a little stock, and like I do that. I've developed a habit a lot where I have a tendency to put my greens next to like up on little precipices where like there's just a really deep bunker or something on one side. Um, so now when I route a course, I do try and say, okay, you know, what types of landforms am I using for my green sites, right? Do I have some where I'm kind of like the green's kind of in like a little saddle or a valley? Do I have a few that are like more elevated? Some where there's trouble short left, some where there's trouble short right, that sort of thing, and just kind of taking stock as you go along, and then if you realize you're kind of, you know, you have a tendency going too far in one direction, then you can, you know, make some tweaks before you get too far along. Okay, this is probably going to be too far. We'll just play it safe, I think. But yeah, I mean, this is a gorgeous looking hole, and a lot of the holes look really nice. You know, bunkering looks good. The sight lines are pretty much all spot on. So, oh, there's our waterfall. Oh, this is turning into a well-played hole. Okay, so this pinches down pretty perilously. That may be a bit much, given that this hole is 450. That may be a bit much for CC in terms of how much you're pinching the fairway there. So I'm just going to lay back and leave myself with a blind long iron from a pretty awkward angle. Uh-oh, that didn't go well. Oh, that's kicking right. I think it stayed up, though. Yep, it did. I'd probably lose the... I don't know about the fence there. I guess it makes sense along the path. Man, that's looks like we got quite a walk ahead of us. But at least it'll be a scenic one. But I don't know. I wonder if you could you fit like another hole here on the cliffs? It feels like this feels like kind of some prime real estate to not make use of. It looks like you're just taking this path up here. Like I wonder if you could have routed like another par 3 in here or something. Maybe, I mean, maybe it wouldn't make sense with the routing, but okay, so we got a 3-shot par 5. Alright, let's just bash the driver down the left, see where that leaves us. Oh god, that was a terrible swing. Well, this will be a 3-shot hole for us. Yeah, I think we should probably just lay back with a 3-iron. Oh man. My tempo is terrible. Alright, nothing like having 194 in for your 3rd shot on a par 5. I think this layup area here on the left kind of it feels a little unusable given how how shallow it is. I might have like taken out that bunker there, like that rightmost bunker, just so you have a little more room in which to work. Because I mean, you know, you're laying back if you're taking a pretty conservative layup if you're not going to try and skirt these bunkers here. So I'd probably say just, you know, it's kind of like if I what am I trying to say here? If I have like say 220 to cover this, right? Assuming I hit an okay drive, I'm going to say, you know what? Screw it. I don't want to lay back and give myself 150. I'm just going to bash a 3-wood up here and see where I get. Because I think you make the layup a little too unattractive. Okay, and that green, so that green is, the slope on that green is asking me to hit a pitch shot in from the right. And I don't feel like your hazards are arranged in a way such that I'm taking on more risk if I go over there. I'd say given given some of those green slopes. Well, I guess, yeah, I guess it's maybe you're not totally punished from over here, but you kind of want to commit to which side gives you the better pitch, and then that's where you want to put your trouble. All right. Anyway, I've yammered on about this hole enough. Let's actually hit a shot here. Oh dear. Well, we've truly lost it. That's four bogeys and 5 holes. I don't think this course is not too hard for CC. I'm just that bad. You know, the fairways are pretty spacious. The green slopes aren't unreasonable. I haven't had to aim outside the hole on any short putts. Those are kind of the things I would look for. Okay. So this hole is very, very generous. I wonder... I mean, it kind of looks like the green wants me to play in from the right, maybe? I suppose if the pin's right here. It looks like there's kind of a mound here. Alright, at least we got a perfect tempo. Yeah, I'm just telling you I'm just telling you my first impressions and everything. I'd say if anything, I tend to be a little on the critical side when I play through these things. You know, doesn't mean I'm not enjoying myself. All right. So that was a pretty safe miss. But, you know, I think depending on where the pin is, you know, definitely if you bail out right, you're gonna have to deal with a pretty tricky flop shot or chip shot. I'd say that's, you know, that hole's a little on the straightforward side, but you know, it's 480, you know, so at least you give me plenty of room to work out there. Okay. So we've kind of got a J-shaped fairway here. So yeah, I think the play here is to just hit it over all this stuff, I think. But, you know, you give me plenty of room to at least consider hitting 3-wood. I don't think I want to do it when it's downwind like this, but if it was into the wind, you know, it's not that long, so... You know, at least I'm thinking a little bit off the tee. Okay, so I gotta deal with an uneven lie here. I think I needed to play a little further right if I wanted a flat lie. I think I was a little cautious on that one. Alright, so there's a little back left bowl there. That should be a fun pin. So yeah, you know, I think this hole is a little different from what we've seen. You know, it's just kind of a steeply banked green from right to left. It's not, you didn't throw in the bailout area. All right, now we got a sort of shortish par 4 to a really big wide green. All right, I think our 9-iron should carry just fine. We'll take that one. All right, what do we got in terms of green contours here? Pretty, pretty straightforward back to front slope. With a big false front there. That front pin, I imagine, is quite the challenge if you aren't precise. Okay. So this is just let's see what we got. Just bunkers everywhere, left and right. And the green's kind of set on it. It's more or less kind of perpendicular to the line of play. So it's kind of, do you want to hit a safe tee shot here, like with a 3-wood? That leaves me a pretty long approach, so I don't think I want to do that. But you could run out of room. But we're up, I don't know. I guess that tee shot isn't very uphill. But let's give it a try. Okay, back pin, up the hill. Now to the sand wedge here. And I fasted it. That could be long. No, not really. All right. We're only 2 over now. Okay, so we're kind of returning to the cliffs here. I think we got kicked off the fairway there. Okay. I'd probably ditch the fence along the cliff top there. I don't think that's kind of detracting from the visuals a bit, right? I mean, I'm not saying fences have no place, but there's a reason why the greens at like you look at like Cabot Cliffs, you don't see fences right next to the greens, right? That are next to the cliffs. Yeah, I'd been ignoring the fences up until now for the most part, but I couldn't help myself. Interesting that this doesn't look like it was splined either. It's or at least it's not like, parallel to the ground. All right, so what about the green itself? Oh, I just realized that. I didn't realize that was such a good shot. Um, so yeah, the green kind of slopes down towards the water. But yeah, I felt like you could have put like one more green, you know, kind of smack up against the cliffs instead of having it like 30 yards from the cliff. I understand it's CC, so you want to give players a bit of a berth, but I'd say at least do it once. Um, but yeah, I thought this was a pretty solid design. I thought, you know, you know how to make attractive golf features, right? You can lay bunkers into the land so that it looks really attractive when you're just, looking from the ground. Um, the planting was kind of ho hum, but I think people should realize that it's not the planting that makes a visually superior course. It's the sculpting and the surfacing and the polish that carries that makes it attractive. And in some ways, this kind of reminded me of a Mad F course in that way. But yeah, I think you started changing things up a little more towards, on the back nine, in terms of your green sites. But I think that's something I would focus on for your next effort. Just make a mental note of, you know, if there are any themes that you're kind of going back to too many times. But yeah, best of luck in the contest. I'm glad you could make it for the play along. And thanks for watching, guys. That'll do it for me tonight. I'll probably be back tomorrow morning with another playthrough or two. So um, hope some of you can make it then. But thanks for watching tonight, and I'll see you guys later.